So obviously we have a lot bigger fish to fry in the world right now than, cigarette prices, and smoking is terrible, yada, yada, yada. But I just thought that this article right here was a perfect example of the sheer incompetence we see from this administration every single day.
The sad truth about cigarettes, as dangerous as they are, is that the only way to, really truly lessen people's usage of them is to educate people better on it as much as we can, and provide better, cheaper, more accessible ways for people to rid themselves of their addiction to nicotine. Because at the end of the day, we know that banning it and outlawing it won't work because we see all the products and the illegal products on the black market that people use that, even if they're illegal, usage goes up, because a lot of the time, if it's illegal, it's easier to get because it's not a controlled substance. It's just on the streets. And if it's popular, you can just go around the corner and get it somewhere. Anybody can get their hands on it. And unless you want the mob to return to its former glory, yeah, go ahead and ban cigarettes. But that's not going to happen, as we know.
We want to hurt the profit margins of big tobacco. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to limit the amount of nicotine that can go into cigarettes. So now people have to buy 4 times as many to get the same effect.
People are going to do what they're going to do. So the only way that we really can encourage people to not become addicted to certain types of substances is to do a better job at not just education, but of course, make our healthcare system better so that it actually can, help people like it's supposed to.
There's actually an idea that goes back to the Trump administration. They want to cut the amount of nicotine in cigarettes so they are less addictive. The key thing here is that people smoke for the nicotine. That's what gives people that pleasurable feeling.
Right.
But they die of the tar. That's what gives them the cancer and the heart disease.
Taking the nicotine dosage, I mean, I guess it's an effort, so it's not like you can say, well, they're not doing anything. But, again, they'll just buy more cigarettes. The cigarette companies will throw a little deal in there, make it a little bit cheaper. Making it a little bit cheaper will actually make them more money. So, again, or maybe, you take out those old cigarettes and then, those black market cigarettes, they're going to go up in stock. It's going to be like, man, I want the cigarette with that hit. I want that. I want everything up. They'll get, these are the real cigarettes. These aren't that government BS that they want you to. You see how this works. We know how this works. So, again, at the end of the day, it's like, well, do you care about people's health? Let's at least start at a public option. Let's at least start there, which, of course, Joe Biden, kind of campaigned on. But, I'll save that topic for another video. But, again, if you care about people getting off of nicotine or whatever illegal drug that is, if they have addiction problems, then improve the healthcare system. And I mentioned this last week, but I recently took like a full medical exam for life insurance. So, they gonna look at everything. I know the state of everything in my body, but one of the top 2 things that they was looking for is if you have HIV and if you have nicotine in your blood system, because obviously that would impact how much you would pay your premiums greatly. Because they know that if you get hooked on nicotine, you're probably going to smoke it and smoke it and smoke it until your old years. So it is a problem. It really is a problem. But all the drugs that are off the market. Cocaine used to be legal. Now it isn't. But I'm sure we all know plenty of people who do a whole lot of it. What ecstasy, Molly, whatever those drugs may be. Or even worse drugs like heroin and meth and stuff like that. People get intoxicated. People get high. You can go to the liquor store and buy enough alcohol to kill yourself anytime you want. And oftentimes people are like, they talk about, I don't do drugs. Like that's a drug. But again, people do drugs. Animals get intoxicated. It's a part of life. So, we really can't regulate this away. But like I said in the last 2 clips, improve the healthcare system. I know it's a little redundant. I keep saying it, but, it's one of the biggest things Americans are fighting for because it matters.